With the release of Shadowbringers and the influx of new players, today we're going to talk about basic dungeon etiquette, in general and then for all roles. My name is Phoenix, and let's get to it. Dungeons are a major part of the daily routine in Final Fantasy XIV, so here's a few general tips no matter what role you are. If it's your first time in the dungeon, don't be afraid to let the rest of your party know. They should be more understanding of mistakes and will help explain mechanics. The little sprout icon next to your name isn't a good indicator that you're new because a lot of players make alt characters who get the same icon. It's generally understood that if you don't say it's your first time, you know the dungeon and the basic mechanics for it. You will also want to make sure that you stay up to date on your job quests. This will guarantee that you have all your job abilities, as you don't know what level dungeon you might get with your daily roulettes. A good tank will help make a dungeon run go so much more smoothly. Here are some items that you should be aware of. Your main job is to hold aggro for all the enemies and bosses. Your AoE enmity abilities are great for picking up mobs quickly, but still keep an eye on the aggro table. Red is a good thing. If you see green or yellow, you've lost some of the mob. If you lose a few, don't sweat it. Just try to get them back to targeting you as soon as possible. If you want to pull multiple mobs of enemies, make sure to confirm with your healer that they're comfortable with healing it. Also use defensive cooldowns to help mitigate the incoming damage, which helps your healer. The last thing you want to do is pull big and wipe the party. When you've reached the boss room, wait to pull the boss till everyone is in the room. Entering the boss room is generally understood as that you're ready to fight the boss. If you want to do a countdown, totally up to you, as I see it as more of a personal preference. Last point for tanks, make sure to keep the boss as still as possible and facing away from the party. This allows for the rest of your party to place themselves in the most optimal positions for their jobs. Many DPS jobs have positionals that allow them to do more damage from the flank or the rear, and a rotating boss will easily frustrate and anger them. Some bosses have a cleave or an AoE style attack, and if the boss is rotating, you might accidentally clip someone else. Damage dealers follow in a similar role to tanks, just on the opposite side of the spectrum to a degree. Here are a good few things to note. Not to surprise anyone, but orange AoE puddles are not your friends. Nor are you a tank, so you should dodge and avoid them. This helps a healer by having to heal the party members less, and they retain more MP for bosses or larger pulls. That super fancy limit burst bar, or LB for short, is all yours on the final boss. Use it when it's completely full, or you can wait till the boss is around 10% HP. No 4-man dungeons require the use of a healer or tank LB. I would recommend against using your LB on a mob pull, as it doesn't seem to have the same return as using it on a boss. So if we consider the tank to be the head of the party, then healers are definitely the neck. You have the lives of the other 3 party members in your hands, and here are a few things to keep in mind. A major change to healing is the ability to recover your MP. Depending on your job, you might have 2 or 3 abilities that help you manage your MP. Beware of spamming heals and overhealing. Overhealing ends up hurting you more than just topping off your party, since you end up wasting MP in a heal that a good portion goes to waste. A healer with no MP cannot heal, so limit the overhealing that you do. Healing is your number 1 priority, but that doesn't mean you can't get your hands dirty. If your party's at a good state HP wise, then drop some damaging abilities. Learn roughly how much HP your heals recover, and then start to weave in some attacks where you can. You'll be surprised at how much quicker a dungeon gets done. These are some of my general etiquette tips for dungeon runs, but I know there are a lot more out there. So share your ideas down below, and if there are some really good ones, I might have to make another video showcasing those. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you either in the next video or on my Twitch stream. I stream on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, and on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Thanks again, everyone.